Hey everybody, it's Mr. Haskell, and I'm back with more things that you should know by being alive. And today I want to talk about a terrible tragedy in our past known as the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire. So to set the stage here, in 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory was tucked in the Ash Building on the corner of Green and Washington Place in Manhattan. It employed 600 mostly young immigrant women working 14-hour days under oppressive conditions. They stitched shirtwaists, blouses, in cramped spaces. They were surrounded by flammable scraps, and they faced low pay, locked doors, and also neglected safety standards. And on March 25th of 1911, a fire broke out on the 8th floor, possibly from a cigarette igniting cloth scraps. Flames, raced upwards in a matter of minutes. So the exits for the building were inadequate. One stairwell was locked, another opened inward and became blocked, and the single fire escape on the outside of the building collapsed under the crowd trying to use it. Firefighters' ladders couldn't reach workers on the 7th floor, and desperation led many of the young women to jump to their deaths. By the time it ended, just 18 minutes, 146 people died, mostly young women between the ages of 14 and 23. Shocked New Yorkers, they filled the streets, and about 400,000 people joined a silent funeral procession. Activists grouped under the International Ladies Garment Workers Union and the Women's Trade Union League amplified calls for reform. Investigator Frances Perkins witnessed the disaster. She later became FDR's Secretary of Labor, and she was a champion of safety reforms like sprinklers, fire drills, outward opening doors, and also inspections. Within years, New York had passed more than 30 new safety laws, and the federal government began considering nationwide regulations. The factory owners, Blank and Harris, were acquitted of any criminal charges, and they paid minimal damages, just $75 per family. Yet today the fire remains a cornerstone in labor history, a turning point that led to modern workplace protections and also union strength. A permanent memorial plaque now honors the victims at the Brown Building, once the Ash Building, home to NYU. Why does it still matter today? Well, the Triangle Fire shows how neglect and greed can cost lives and how public outrage can spark change. It reminds us that workplace safety is not optional, it's essential. If you learned anything new today, please like, comment, or follow for more things you should know by being alive. Because sometimes, history's spark isn't just in battles, it's in tragedies that demanded reform. Thanks for watching.